Greetings, I'm Dr. Ross Perry, and today I'm going to share some budgie health tips with you from my book, Dr. Ross Perry's Budgie book. And this time it is about buying sick birds, or more to the point, about avoiding buying sick birds, and in particular, avoid buying sick budgies. How do you know if your budgie that you're about to buy is sick? Well, first of all, if you buy it from a pet shop, there's an increased chance of it being sick or incubating disease. In other words, having been exposed to disease, an infectious disease, but not yet having had times to develop symptoms. But very often you can tell a budgie sick just by looking at it from a distance and observing whether it is bright and active and interacting with the other budgies, or whether it is sitting fluffed up. Particularly if it's sitting on the floor of the cage, that's an immediate sign that the budgie is likely to be sick, particularly if it's fluffed up. If it's constantly eating or trying to eat, it may be sick. And certainly if you see a budgie that you're about to buy that has been constantly eating, you'd want to check that its crop is absolutely, or does contain seed in it, that the seed is actually being swallowed, because one of the common diseases in pet shops that affects budgies is trichomoniasis, and the budgies have difficulty swallowing seeds and are constantly hungry. So look for other signs of disease, such as staining of the feathers above the nostrils or above the nares. Slight brown staining of the feathers there is often indicative of chronic respiratory disease or active respiratory disease, such as chlamydia or psittacosis. You look for any signs of brill cream dried in the feathers on the top of the head, which is a sign of vomiting. You make sure that the budgie's vent is nice and clean and free from staining with feces or free from bird poop adhering to the feathers there. You make sure that the beak surface is nice and smooth and is free from little burrow lines indicating scaly face mite, particularly near the junction of the beak and the cere. You look at the bird's breathing, and you look at whether the tail is arching or bobbing, or whether the breathing is laboured. When the budgie is at rest, there's hardly any movement in the tail. There just might be just a very slight movement in the tail as it's breathing. But if the tail is arching over a wider arc, then it is an indication that the budgie is sick and is likely to be suffering from some form of respiratory disease or something causing anemia. You look at the droppings of the budgie and you make sure that they're firm and compact, and that the white part of the droppings is bright white, not green tinged or yellow tinged, and you make sure that the green part of the droppings is cylindrical and formed and tightly coiled. If it is not, then avoid buying this budgie. Keep coming back for more health tips. This is just a few of the tips that I can talk about when buying a bird or choosing budgies at pet shops or wherever, and about recognising sick budgies. There's lots more to learn in my book, Dr. Ross Perry's Budgie book, and you can get this from goldcoastbirdvet.com. Find the page on goldcoastbirdvet.com, and you can choose between an ebook and a hard copy version. Keep coming back for more videos and keep learning how to care for your budgies with love and gratitude. Thank you.